Negus. What's good, y'all, man? It's your boy Ace Sigil, the Divine One. Tonight, we are back in Ace's Temple. So, just did another video. We're on the last one, I guess. This is we're on the next one now. The last one we was talking about path working meditation. Then on Patreon, I got into a little bit more on the magic side of it. All right, how the mind really works, what's really going on practically during ritual, during magic. But in this video, I'm toning it back just a little bit more because I want y'all to understand this key element and a key thing to manifestation and magic and what's really going on, what's happening. All right, the key is controlling your environment. All right, so I was explaining like how you have the altar, right? You have in the witchcraft, you have the altar, or working with your ancestors, you'll set up an altar for them, right? Now with this altar, you'll have 4 elements. These 4 elements are fire, air, water, and earth. These 4 elements are the basis of reality itself. Okay, they make up reality. They are primordial. They are chaos. To the bed. They are chaos. Okay. In some type of order, I say they are chaos in order. That's the best way I can put it. Is chaos in order. And with these elements making up your reality, what you can do with them is create your reality if you know how to work with the elements. That is magic. That is the alchemy. That is the sauce. That is the key. Okay, so example for like with your ancestors. Sorry, for example, if you want to control your environment, create your reality, and align yourself to your ancestor, to this particular ancestor or your whole ancestor collective, you would have an ancestor altar, and on that altar you would have things associated with your bloodline or the size of the family or that one ancestor, whoever it may be. Okay, so you would have pictures of the ancestors, what the ancestors like. If they was a smoker, they favorite cigarettes, they favorite candy, what they used to actually eat. Okay, you would put that all on the altar, and then when you're sitting by this altar, you would be connecting to them. Your thoughts, they would be talking to you telepathically, or it may be like an actual conversation. Depends on the level, depends on where you're at with it. Now, with pictures alone, because pictures themselves are sigils, they are portals. So you could have a picture of a dead relative already, and they could be trying to talk to you already, and you just may not know it. You may just be getting these thoughts, but not knowing where they're coming from. What are these thoughts coming from? Or you may think that you're starting thinking about this one ancestor, and you got that picture right next to you, or you got a picture of them that you're looking at. If you're looking at it, it's even more so, because your focus, your vision is actually in getting into you through your portals, through your eyes, through your windows. If it's actually in front of you and seeing it. All right, you don't even have to necessarily focus on it. When you focus on it, you're just pulling more energy out of it, more out of it. All right, if it's just in your peripheral, it's still there, it's still affecting you, but your thoughts is all, just got to control the mind. All right, so like in front of me right now, I got some tarot cards, and I got a sigil out of my boy Sigil, personal sigil, as well as what I thought was his, but when I first started, it was really the Saturn sigil. But the Saturn sigil you can work with, you can connect to Sigil with him, with the Saturn sigil. But the thing with it is, you would probably want to create your own, or find another one that's online, because they have them. But I would recommend creating your own. I think one day he's gonna have me give this one out, but not yet. But that's gonna be for the Patreon folk. All right, and then, but I'm looking for this King of Swords. Here we go. Came right up on time, as I said it, in sync, boy. Perfect. Now the reason I'm pulling this card out is because, like how I started the last one, I said I got this I had the Ace of Swords out. Because when I was in meditation earlier that day, I was pulling cards and I had the Ace of Swords out, and just all these channels, knowledge and information was coming through. And in that video you'll see with that channel, that knowledge was coming through from the Ace of Swords. I just had it right in front of me. I would glance at it a couple times, glance at this Ace of Sigil a couple times, but we see where the energy is coming from. I'm controlling my environment to influence me, because your environment influences you. Your external world is a reflection of what is within. Okay? So with your external world being a reflection of what is within, you can control your reality. You can control your environment, especially when you get into like your bedroom. All right, so example, my room, it's a bedroom, but nigga, this is a goddamn ancient temple. These are the deities, the ancients on the walls. Okay, how many crystals in this motherfucker? So many rituals are done in this straight magical energy in this bitch. Okay, you walk in this motherfucker, you smell straight incense. Like, good lord, you can smell the frankincense as soon as you walk through the door. So it's good, G. But yeah, this is a motherfucking temple. All right, and I talk about it that way because that's what it is to me. That's the magic. That's what it means to me. All right, that's all that matters, because the meaning it has to you on your subconscious, the imprint it has on your subconscious, is how your inner work, how your manifestations are going to easily flow through, because it's your magic. It makes sense to you. Okay, and even I can explain everything that's going on here. Like in the last bit, I explained why I have the pictures up, how the magic of the pictures work. But I'm gonna explain it with sigils right here, because let's explain real quick what sigils are. Like how I said, pictures are portals. A sigil is any icon, picture, photo, image, anything, right? Like that. Any, like one photo, like a meme is a sigil. That's still image. These tarot cards, each of these pictures, they're art pieces as well. An art piece is a sigil. All right, it is a portal to energy. Okay, that is interpreted through symbology. Okay, and symbology has all these connections, whether it be feeling, intuition, or literal data information should that happen. It's like a picture of Kobe Bryant is going to mean something different to different people. When I see a picture of Kobe Bryant, I see the Black Mamba, I see the assassin, I see the cerebral nature of that God, that deity. All right, as well as him being Neo, him being the one. His nickname was Neo when he was young, freshman years, young NBA years. I ain't been back on NBA every year in a minute, but Kobe is Neo. Okay, but that portal, that picture of Kobe, how I said it's an interpretation, it's going to mean something different to everyone. That means it's a portal to many different worlds. All right, but it's the same world. It's how your connection to it, which you how you interact and interface with the energy. Okay, so like, you're right, I'm about to get to that. So pictures are sigils, sigils are sigils. You can create your own sigils. When you create your own art, you're creating a sigil. It's about your intent, the symbols, the meanings you put into it. Okay, my man's over here in the chat, he's talking about how certain scripts are sigils, like Paleo Hebrew script. Well, all language itself, like I said, any image, iconography is a sigil. So letters themselves, the letter A is a sigil, the letter B is a sigil. Japanese, I forgot what they call them, but the icons, I forgot exactly what they call them, but Japanese text, the written language, those are sigils. Sanskrit, straight sigils. Sanskrit's definitely sigils. Sanskrit is so deep. Gee, they got some shit called seed sounds. When I talk of music magic, and they got seed sounds, like they got seed sounds for the mantras, but like their language is literally based off these universal connections in sound and frequency. That's how the language is based. All right, there's a book called Mantra Yoga Seed Sounds. I think that's the name of it. They got a picture of Ganesha on the cover. I put a picture up on the video, but if you're just listening, look it up. But sigils. It's all about the intent that you put behind it, right? It's like all languages, and the thing with languages are certain languages are based off certain things. Okay, so like letters themselves, I don't know. I honestly don't know what letters themselves are based off of, but I do know that the Hebrew letters are based off the stars. They're based off that Star of David. It's literally a cosmic language. That's why Hebrew is so powerful magically. So if you was to write an invocation, petition, a spell in Hebrew, it's gonna be powerful. If you're working with a certain spirit and they come from a certain culture, and you not assimilate, that's not the wrong word, but you become one with it, because you have to generally become one with it. Like, for example, myself, I work with Santa Muerte, right? And I don't know Spanish yet, but I'm putting myself in a position I gotta start learning Spanish to really dive in deep and get more out of the connection, get more closer with the energy. All right, as well as gonna expand my consciousness. I explained that on the last episode as well. But it's with these languages, it's expanding your mind. It's like portals to different worlds. All right, so if you learn a new language, you're learning a whole new culture as well, whole new way of life. Okay, whole new knowledge and database of information, whole new light. Okay, but what I want to talk about real quick with the sigils, since I'm still here with them, but y'all can and like I said, you can create your own sigils as well. So like they have many sigil methods. So like you can write out a sentence in Hebrew, in any language, or you can write it in English, and then you can take out the vowels, or you could take those letters, right, even if it's in another language, and then together with those letters, with those icons, those mini sigils, I guess you could say, the fragments, you put together your own sigil. Power. Okay, that you really need to hone in on what is your intention, what is your desire you want, and you say it as it is past tense, and then that's when you would break it down into fragments and then sigilize it. Okay, so you can create your own sigils. There's many different methods of doing sigils. You can create your own way of doing sigils. It's just about be intentional with the sigils. What I look for in sigils is some form of symbology that is also aligned with the intent of the sigil and the energy of the sigil, what it may represent. Gotta be some type of connection, something. Maybe number of lines, the angles, the shape it makes may look like a face a little bit. Like me, I work with the Goetia, right? So with goetic symbols, I look into some of them, and I can literally see a face in it. Like, for example, with Asmodeus' sigil, I can see a face. Asmodee, his sigil, I can see his like a face in it. And then with citrus, I can see a face as well. See a crown. With Balal's, I don't see a face, but with Balal's, I see a castle. Alright, and this is symbology we talking. If you was to just look at it, you might be like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like just lines, and it should look cool, look fine. But when you first look at it, you might be like, what the fuck? But over time, working with the energies, getting accustomed to align with them, you'd be like, okay, now I see. Now I see clear as day. Like in Kemet, now let's get a little bit basic because the Goetia is a little bit more advanced, a little darker. But in Kemet, you got stuff like the eye of Horus, the left eye, your moon eye is the subconscious eye. Alright, moon. Then you got the Ankh. Now the Ankh is talking about the masculine and the feminine. It's the key of life. It's the unification of that masculine and feminine principle. The top is the womb part. The bottom is the dick and balls. We uncensored over here. Then you have any more Egyptian symbols? I ain't tapped into the Netchers and to Egypt in so long. I've been so deep in the infernal realm. I need to tap back in with the ancient stuff. That's the celestials. That's the real galactics, the cosmics right there. Infernal's cosmic. They can get cosmic because some of them is fallen angels. But the Netchers, straight galactic. Shout out both parties. Shout out both legends because they coming through powerful. But another thing with these sigils, so when you're putting your intention into it, like I said, put some symbology in it, okay? Now, the scope of sigils is very... You can do a lot with a sigil, okay? Like how I just said, I said a sigil could be a photo, a picture, icon. It could be a little image. Do I have a... I'm gonna put it, hold on. This one got... Hold on. Alright, this will work. So we got my boy right here, right? We got my boy, right? And that sigil right there, that's a traditional sigil. Alright, that's a traditional sigil. Y'all shouldn't be no scared or none for that one, because that's just light bringing. It's gonna awaken you. That's what Lucifer does. He brings life, brings light. So he's a you're gonna learn. You'll see. But just seeing this Jew ain't gonna fuck you up or possess you, man. Just gonna influence your mind a little bit. But that's when I was working with Lucifer, when I first got in, that was like my initiation in the sense of oh, now I'm really waking up, like spiritual awakening, feeling like Neo. That's how it was. I felt like Neo coming out of the Matrix and really tapping into the occult and this magic shit, working with Lucifer. That's what that is. But I show that because that is a traditional sigil, and a sigil that would be used for magic and for working with the deity, specifically a fallen angel. Lucifer's he's a being. I really like. I'm at the point now with these spirits, with these so-called demons, that I just call them beings, because the powers be just like wow. But they're overall, you can say spirits, deities. But and that sigil also helps awaken the third eye. That's another thing it does. So if you used to scry into that sigil, you would tap in and work on your third eye as well. Another thing, what you want to do with sigils is you don't want to draw them and looking at them and just seeing them. That influences you. Yes, if you scry into it, yes, scrying is just staring into it, going into that trance. You'll be like daydreaming, but like intentionally looking at it, and it might start going blurry. You might start seeing it move a little bit. That's when you know you're really in a trance and it's working for real. It might start phasing. It might disappear off the page. But that's when you know you're really in a trance and it's getting in that subconscious. So the energy is working. It's going to shift your mind. It's really going to change you on a subconscious level. But also, when dealing with these energies, it changes you on a DNA and alchemical level. Okay? Should get deep. Should get real. So, like I said, awaken, that Lucifer sigil will also awaken one's third eye. It also works as protection as well. But the reason I was, so that's a traditional sigil, okay? That's what I want to say. That's a traditional sigil. Then you have like pictures, how I said, then you would just scry into the eyes. So you go in that daydream and you would like engage in that eye contact, that tantra, if you was with a female. But you would do it still with the picture, you just go into eye contact. You ain't gotta have no sexual thoughts in them, like if you was with a female and trying to get that arousal that you may be feeling out. But you just go into just normal eye contact with them and go into that trance. Then watch the conversation come alive. Watch the picture come alive. And then you have that was pictures, and then here's the next level. This next level is what we call hyper sigils. Okay. Let's start with my man's Grant Morrison. Okay, so Grant Morrison is a comic book writer. He wrote a comic book called The Invisibles. It came out in like the late 90s. What's profound about this comic book is, first off, the whole aesthetic of the Matrix, and like how Neo got the dark shades with the black suit and shit on, Grant Morrison is where they got that from. Okay, his characters, that's how they was moving. It wasn't necessarily how Morpheus in them was, like, you know, the setup of the world, but the aesthetic, that was Grant Morrison. But what was going on in The Invisibles was, it was basically a story that he's basically giving you all this magic, this occult gnosis, this knowledge, these philosophical ideas, talking about sex magic and shit, and they doing it all throughout the storyline. And what Grant Morrison did is he called it a hyper sigil, because he said a lot of the shit in that story, as he was writing it, even when it published and before, he experienced it. Okay, so he wrote this whole story and shit was crazy, but he said he was experiencing certain things that happened in the story that he wrote. So he literally wrote his story, how they be saying you create your life. You wrote your script. You chose what happened to you. This is what all the spiritual niggas will tell you. They'd be like, you chose this. You did this. This is like real shit. This is like actual real shit. I'm making fun of it, but it actually is real shit. You did. You create your reality. He did it, but with the comic book. All right, now this is the high sauce, the high magic. Okay, and he said he had something happen with one of his, because the main, I don't think it was the main character, but one of the characters in the book is like it's like a carbon copy of him. If you see what he looks like and you see what his character looks like, I'll put an image up when I edit this for the video. But he looks just like the main character. That's another thing that synchronized and connected it while he was experiencing it. But he said there was a part where like he had got like, I think he said he got like poisoned, and he got like sick or something. And he said that same shit happened to him, and he got like ill. He got like real ill. He got like real sick. Like he thought he was fucking done. I think he said he got like poison or something. And I was like, see, he wrote his own story. He said multiple shit, like traveling across the world. Look up, he got a documentary, but look up Grant Morrison, you'll find videos of him talking about it. He himself can explain it better than I can, because he's the nigga that did it already. See, now me myself, when it comes to hyper sigils, there's another level of the hyper sigils before I get to myself. Alan Moore, another comic book writer, he has a comic book called Promethea. In Promethea, bro, the premise of Promethea is this, I think she was a goddess of imagination, but the way she would manifest is she would manifest through people like writers, poets, and then she would have them write her story. But then when they would read the story, or they would create, they would become possessed by her, and then they would be traveling their dimensions. They do all types of shit. When I seen this story, I think that's one of the most profound comic books I've ever seen. And there's a lot of goddamn comic books. That's motherfucker Promethea was fire, because that shit is so real, in the sense of that's what spirit does. Okay, I want you to understand that's what spirit does. The way spirit will bring information is spirit will come into the body of someone, and then they may not even know because the spirit work on the subconscious. They're subliminal. It's just about recognizing the spirit's patterns, and that's how you're able to see the spirit. It's like me, I've trained myself, and through working with my nigga Orbis, shout out my nigga Orbis, I've gotten accustomed to just seeing where spirits is working, who's talking, where these thoughts come from, where these ideas, where is the spirit, what spirit is involved here. Okay, there's a lot of goddamn spirits, because I call myself a spirit detective. Okay, book your deity reading today to find who is in your spirit team, what deities want to work with you, as well as what deity you may be in the flesh, what God got us, you may be in the flesh. Book with me, Beacons of AI, Shots to the Violent. Alright, but sensing these energies, they are, I forgot my train. Where was I at, y'all? What the fuck was I saying? Help me out a little bit. Orbit sensing energies. Oh, okay, there we go. So when picking up on all these different energies, what they'll do is they'll come into the body, and like how I said, let me start it from this point. Your thoughts are not yours, okay? Understand, your mind is a transmitter. You are everything in the universe. All right, you are a light within the vessel. You still have yourself, but you also interface with all these energies, okay? As well as they all are connected to you, as everything is connected. Everything is one, the singularity. All right, they're all aspects of self, as well as external, internal and external aspects. All right. With that, an energy can work through one's mind subconsciously or consciously. It's just a matter of what level of awareness they have, right? Their level of spiritual awareness. Many people do not have much spiritual awareness, because a lot of people not even trying to tap into spirits or fuck with spirits because of that Christian programming. Like, fuck spirits, deity, Lucifer, what? Motherfuckers gonna fucking have a heart attack. But they pray to Jesus and get messages from God, but I can't get messages from Satan. How that work? But shout out Satan, man. Shout out all them boys. All right. And with these internal and external aspects, right, interfacing with them, they can work through the conscious or subconscious. So in working through the conscious mind, one is intentionally changing their reality, therefore they are being the magician. All right, now on a subconscious level, they may be a magician, but they also may be doing the bidding of another entity that's not the self, or it could still be their self, just on a very subliminal level. When you get subconscious, that's why I'm a little lost on now, because the subconscious is like, it's not supposed to be known, but you can be aware of it. You feel what I'm saying? So like all these different archetypes, that's another way, if you into like Jungian psychology and how we have the archetypes, the mage. I think there's like the mage, magician, the sage. Those two I know, because I know them the ones I am. The rest, but I think you got like 12, 13. Then the zodiacs themselves, those are also archetypes as well, and those are all connected to deities as well, connected to planets as well. But okay, that's what I was trying to get to. So with Alan Moore and Promethea, the point he was trying to make was that, and that I'm trying to make, was that the deities will manifest. Okay, they will manifest in the flesh through people on a very subconscious level or conscious level, and through the art, through their sculptures, through whatever their name is connected to. That is where their message, their energy will lie. That's where one can tap in. So like in Promethea, what would happen was he had like all these different poems from Promethea mentioned over the years, and every author of them became possessed by Promethea. And the main character in the Promethea comic book, she was researching her and was reading about her, and then became possessed by her. All right. Now, what's profound for me on that one, and why I say this shit so real, is because when I read descriptions of deities, I take in their energy. It's like I invoke their energy. I don't know if it's because of the way I decode it, and I understand the depth in reading in between the lines about the deity, the symbology, or just reading it itself myself. But it's like I invoke and get possessed by energies. Like my last actual video on the channel was a book study, deity study on Pan. Niggas ain't dropped no video since then. It's been like 2 months, a month. Been interfacing with energy deep in the subconscious realms, deep in the infernal realms, in pandemonium. That's the name of pandemonium. And I was like, but I learned so much, I grew so much, evolved so much. Definitely was needed. So when I do those deity readings, that's the only thing with doing them. For me to do them every week, I have to muster up some energy. I have to muster up some energy. Even though I be reading deities on my own time, but like come on for a video, gotta muster up a little bit more energy. Like today, right now, how I'm doing this video, it's because I'm on a roll. It's flowing, it's flowing. I want to get it out, especially just getting the last video done. But hyper sigils. So that's another aspect to it. So myself being a what I call a chaos shaman, call it chaos because I work with all spirits. Whoever comes through, tap in. No matter what culture, what pantheon they from, I can pick up on them, tapping in with them. All right, working with them. That's what I call it, chaos. Same with like chaos magic. Because you got all these different systems of magic and ways of doing magic, but then you have chaos magic, which is just the fruit foundation. That's what we do. We do chaos magic and chaos shamanism. All right, chaos mysticism as well, because it's not all about the magic. You will not be manifesting a house that easy. It's gonna take some other. It's gonna take more than a candle or a sacrificial goat to get you well. Actually, I take that one back. With a goat, you probably could do it, but how it manifests is the thing. That's it. How it manifests is the thing. Let me regain my, because we came in here to talk about controlling your environment, and that's why I brought up the hyper sigil. So the reason how the hyper sigil connects to controlling your environment as well as sigils itself is because I said having these pictures all up, what they do is they influence the energy. They influence the energy in the aura, the space, the ethers in this room. All right, it may affect the house a little bit as well, but for sure in this room, therefore affecting my mind. This is subconscious. All right, it's already there. It's already. This is all in my peripheral, so it's all hitting me, affecting me subliminally. So now, when you create your own sigils, what you would do is you would put your own sigils up, or if you're working with a certain deity, you would put their sigil or their picture, their image up, or if you have their statue, you would pat their statue up. That statue is also works like a sigil. Okay, and because it's a portal to them, it's a gateway to them, to their energy, for you to interface and work with them. Okay, communicate with them. Now, it's key when you're controlling your environment that you're intentional with what you're putting up, what you're putting around. So like when I have all these pictures, there's a certain reason and a certain ability of power that I know all of these gods have. Okay, and why they're up. Y'all can see I got my man's Teddy Ray back there, funny ass, as well as because Teddy Ray was like legit one of my like funny ass nigga from all death. And but but that funny energy, I'll take that. Is it to be his same jokes? No, but it's the energy of the comedian being able to make yourself laugh, that humor, just having some humor. That's what it's about. Okay, if I have Aaliyah up here, X, Left Eye, Prince, Michael, Nipsey, these are musicians. What it takes to be a great musician, to be a great artist. Not necessarily sounding like them. Maybe influenced by them, especially Prince and Michael, because that's all I make is the classic shit now. But it's more so about the really what goes into the music, the thought, the motifs, the symbology, the energy, the feelings, the discipline it takes, how much music you really creating, as well as putting out how you put it out. It's levels to this. I got my man Virgil Abloh up here for straight graphic design, for design. Shout out Virgil. Y'all see my thumbnails? Straight Virgil inspired. Just having to text a little bit. Inspired by Virgil. Pyman helped me as well with the art, because that's what Pyman does. It helps you with your creative expression. Shout out Pyman, another Infernal. But controlling your environment, you control your reality. Okay, so you choose, or you have the option to, no matter you have your own room, living with other people, not living, ain't got a room, you can still set up your surroundings in a way to that your subconscious mind is imprinted, is affected. Okay, so like I'm about to give y'all a couple of gems. You have your phone. You're always on your phone. You're using your phone to call people. What you see the most is your home screen when you first unlock it. My home screen, let me show y'all what my home screen is. This has been my home screen. This has been my home screen for years at this point. I don't know how long at this point. I haven't changed it. There's no point. It's probably been as long since we'll say, well, yeah, we're going on like 2 years for this. We're going on like 2 years. But the background is this. Straight shaman. Straight shaman shit. Man's up there on the peak doing a ritual. You see my man's on the ground. Straight ritual. Spirit animals. Path working shamanic journey. Those animals are talking about the animal nature. And within all of us, because you are animal, and you being a human, you're the deity in the flesh. The flesh is the animal. Understand? But that's a subconscious imprint on my mind. Okay. So if you wanted to create a money sigil, and every time you open up your phone, you're seeing money. Or if you had a picture of money, you could just use a picture of money. You don't even have to do a sigil. You could do actually just a picture of money. You could make a whole vision board. You would go in Canvas or PixArt, make yourself a vision board of everything you want to manifest, and make that your home screen. Then over time, because your mind is going to be implemented, it's going to manifest. It's affecting your subconscious. That repetition, so you got the symbol, you got the repetition, because you keep opening it, and then you got the experience of creating that vision board. And when you create that vision board, understand you're creating your reality. That's the experience, the trauma / experience. That's imprinted by the major symbol of all those different symbols, and the repetition of that wallpaper, seeing that wallpaper. So that's how the phone will work. Now that same science, that symbol, repetition, and trauma experience is the nature of Saturn. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's because that's exactly what the fuck it is. Because Saturn, this is profound. It's coming through. This is Sigil. Saturn is literally formation, structure, time. So the cycles of time, the repetition of time, and then the darker aspects, so like death, trauma, experience. That is literally Saturn. And Saturn is magic. That's where you would learn magic and all the psychic shit, by using that Saturn, the sigil of Saturn. But that's profound. That just came through right now. That's profound as fuck. But symbols, that's the form. Repetition, cycles of time, keep doing it. Repetition, the trauma experience. Okay. That's the guy. So what was I applying that to? Oh, I was applying. So you could, yeah. So with those three, with that Saturn aspect, that makes up life. So like shout out my man's the Omnis Rome. He made a video. He was like, life is the biggest ritual. Your daily routine is the greatest ritual you could do. Any routine you have is a ritual. Understand that. When LeBron was going out before every game, blowing up the baby powder, that's a ritual. His intention behind it, why he does it, that's for him and his magic, to make for his ability. Now kids may do it around the world. They do the same thing. They're imitating LeBron James. When they do it, they're invoking the power of LeBron James. When you wear Jordans, invoking the energy of Jordan, the GOAT energy. Any shoes, whatever athlete, you're invoking their energy when you're wearing their shoes, taking it on. Especially when you become conscious and intentional doing so. All right. Doing it already gonna do it subconsciously, but when it runs subconsciously, it runs rampant and things can run amok. But where things will just be happening, people not getting the full energy, the full power, ability, the potential out of it. That's what we'll say. They don't get the full potential out of it. They let it use them instead of them using it. You gotta have every Jordan, but not know how to use a magic, like how to use the energy of the actual shoe. Are people out here using energy of the shoe? I guarantee you sneakerheads not. They reselling them bitches for straight earthly reasons. If I get me some shoes, I'm looking at simply, is it comfortable? Does it look good? And what colors is on it? Because them colors is gonna tell me my intention. Simple. The colors is gonna tell me the simple for my fit for the ritual. Same thing with a shirt. What I put on a shirt is with the ritual. Like I got the spy versus spy. This is talking about duality, but it's also talking about balance, the black and white, yin and yang. I always incorporate spies, like agents of chaos, working in the dark, getting into secrets, find out the secrets. That's my subconscious from my childhood, as well as from Kids Next Door. number one. So it's all sigils. It's a big whole hybrid sigil going on. Even with these, even with the glasses, it's another form of sigil. When you see these, you think, you see me with this bald head and glasses, I know you think Morpheus. You see a bald head and some dark shades, you don't think Morpheus, because that's the Matrix. It's implemented into your subconscious as a symbol. Okay. Now it may spark that, but it's also sparking on us that's on the conscious level, but on another subconscious level, it's telling you, it's giving you the energy of awakening. This is a teacher. This is a guide. This one who can awaken me up. He's going to teach me. Like how Morpheus, red pill, blue pill, Neo. You are the one. You are the architect. You are the creator of this shit. You are the one. Remember that. You are the one. You are the creator of this shit. Okay? I'm just a messenger. I am just a messenger. Shout out to Mercury. Shout out to Tahuti. Shout out to Loki. But yeah, controlling your environment, man. Another way, because that was just one. I was just talking about the phone. Another thing you could do, a profound one, I was talking my man's cool about. And this shit, when this shit came through, was so profound, because it came through when I was in the restroom. And I was thinking about, why is it like when you're in the shower or in the restroom where they're taking a shit, peeing, niggas will go into like this trance, or they'll start getting all these downloads, all this information. And then when I looked around the restroom, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, the marble, the mirrors, the water running, elementally, it makes sense for that to happen in the restroom. And it's a rest room. When you rest, you relax, going to sleep, going into trance. That's when all the information, the subconscious symbols can start coming through. So that's why in the restroom, if you go in there, you might start getting channels, downloads, especially when you're running in the shower. You got that water running over you, straight hitting your crown. Water is the conduit to spirit. It's essential. Water is the conduit to spirit. That's why you gotta always have your water. So my voice been a little low, sounding like this. Much better, but definitely a little dry. But that was with the bathroom. But where I got profound was when I came back in my room that day. And I was like, I started looking at my room and I was like, what if the room, stay with me here, the room is your environment, right? Your room is your temple. Your temple is also your temple, your crown, your head, your mind. That's your temple, as well as the body is your temple. Your home is your temple as well. So when one is building their temple, constructing it, like Solomon, soul of man, one can be intentional with the setup of their temple, of their altar. Their change. Because altar means change. Not just having the altar table. But at the altar, what you're doing is causing change. You're altering the fabric, the energies, the cosmic energies of the universe. So, tapping into spirit, tapping into the universe, tapping into subconscious. Now, with this altar, what was I saying before altar? What was I saying before? Hold on, I gotta check back on that one. I'm not gonna cap. I gotta check back on that one. That one was too good. Okay, so building the temple. So yeah, you become Solomon. Alright. Solomon built the temple. He used the 72 quote unquote demons, the genies, to build his temple, right? Parts of the subconscious mind are what the demons are. Like all deities. Aspects of the mind. But they're external as well. As above, so below. Everything is connected. In building this temple, what one is doing is becoming intentional. The key is being intentional. All right, that's the key. So let me start with this. Let me start with the self first, and we're gonna go out to the room and how it got to the room. So, changing your altar, part 1. It starts with the mind. No, changing your temple. Excuse me, sorry. Your temple, part 1. So, the temple is the mind, the crown, the head, the mind. All right. Here we are at Ace's temple, because this channel, this page is all about showing what I find, what is in my mind, how I see the world. That's what I'm sharing here, is how my perception of the world. Okay, Ace's temple. Now, in the temple, my temple specifically, I built it by deconstructing those old programs one had, with those trauma growing up, still working, because this is lifelong. This is lifelong. Shadow work, that's what they call it, shadow work. Shadow work is lifelong. But whether it be deprogramming from traumas, deprogramming from old programs that's brought onto you by society that's not true to self, fears, anxieties, negative emotions, lower thoughts, and transforming your mind into one where you understand how you are the god of the shit, you are the creator, having an optimistic outlook and seeing the alchemy and balance and everything, seeing both sides, not seeing just one, I mean stuck to it, seeing both sides of the equation, seeing all perspectives, not even just yours. Understand yours, see yours, but also see other perspectives, so that you get a holistic view. Okay, because when you get this holistic view, that's when you get a more whole, a more view of everything. We're getting the one, you get more. Like that's one thing that I got pretty much down packed, is I'm real good at being able to see different perspectives or different concepts and then bring them together, as well as with my own, to formulate something new. So that was level 1, is within the mind, breaking down the mind, the temple within the mind, your perception of everything, your perception of reality. When you take the red pill and you wake up, then you become an architect. That's the first level. Then you have the body. The body is the next temple. So there you go into health, your diet, exercise, energy work, qigong, tai chi. That qigong is sauce. Do not sleep on that qigong or that tai chi. That the energy work is essential. But then building the body temple. All right, as well as you can put sigils on your body, and we call those tattoos, which is actually really ancient science and ancient magic, as what you're doing, or what is happening when one is getting a tattoo, is they're putting a symbol on their body through repetitious act of that needle going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. That's a repetitious act. And then they experience the trauma. You guessed it, the pain or the feeling, that blood that's given up. It's also a blood sacrifice when you get a tattoo. They really think about this. That's why they say when you're working with demons or working with any spirits or deities, they say be careful with who do you get tatted, or be real sure what you're doing. Don't just be putting anything on your body. Now, if you create a sigil, then put it on you, that's sauce. That I recommend. That I recommend, definitely. But if you're working with a deity and you tattoo their sigil on you, just make sure you're going to be connected. You're going to be a gateway for them. All right, you will be done for real because it's implemented now. It's like putting the micro. It's like implementing a chip. Niggas trying to get up with Elon Musk and putting a chip in their brain. I just scry at sigils. I'll draw sigils on my arm. If I want to get some money, put on my left arm for receiving, right arm if I'm trying to send some energy out. Simple science. But they want y'all to rely on technology. Now, another day we'll come in here, we'll talk about Azazel and his connections to technology. Now, he's behind a lot of these things, but I understand the agenda. I understand it. It's levels to it. But it's one thing I want y'all to understand is that you have all this within. You do not need external things. You have it all within. You just need to see it that way. That's the best way I could say this. You need to see it that you can do it from within. Just you just have to have the knowledge and the light. You don't need these external tools. You can use them, yes. They help, yes. But do not become dependent on them. Do not forget the God, the deity that you are. Okay? So when you become dependent, that's when you lose self. You become something that you're not. So that was number 2. But yeah, changing the temple, altering the temple. That might be the one. Altering the temple. So yeah, said we did head, mind. We did the mind. Then we did body. The next would be your environment. So, like I said, you could start with. Let's start with the desk where you work, wherever you work, or wherever you create. You on your desk, you could set it up like a magical altar. You could have a little shot glass, a little cup. You could have a spot for the candle. Even if you have like a little scented candle, that works. It's all about being intentional. It's all really what it boils down to is your intention and the scale at which you're coming with it. Then you'll get a little incense holder. Get you some incense. Your earth. Now understand you are earth as well. You are all the elements as well. Understand that too. And how I broke them down practically is the fire is the intention, the air is the data, information, the knowledge, the water is the feeling, the emotion, which will be liquid. So I said like a drink, a cup. And then you have earth, which is the manifestation, the symbol, which you are earth. You are the earth element, as well as if people want to get into the 5th element, like I do on the Elementum tape, you are spirit. You are the spirit in that operation. Okay. So on your desk, like I said, you'd have a candle, some incense, drink, and some earth. So with that earth, you could just get a crystal. Like I got a smoky quartz right here. There's some spirits in here, boy. Power. Shout out my boy. Bio. Powerful working that night. But you choose crystals, or you could use weed, some herbs. You smoke, or just like a picture. I got these pictures on the wall. That's Earth as well, and this is all affecting, altering your temple, altering your environment. Okay. That's just for the desk, and this is my music space right here. So over here I got pens, and it's all type of shit. It really is all a little messy. My desk is a little looking crazy, to be honest. But we got crystals, some altar items, ritual items, pencils. We got my deck right here, books, my keyboard, more crystals, monitor, computer, and what I do is make music. So when I make music, this energy from these crystals, from these images, from all these sigils is influencing me. And like I be saying, when I make music, I do it in a very shamanic fashion. So even when I first started, when I wasn't even conscious of the shamanic aspect to it, I would make beats based off feeling. I would tap in to literally the feeling. I would play it note by note if I liked how it sounded, then how it felt, how I moved with it. That's how I would make my music. Now what I learned was that what I was doing was literally tapping in to my emotions, to that subconscious, to that part of the self, feminine aspect of self. And now what it's become is a shamanic level, to where when I'm making beats now, I can hear, feel, see, and get knowledge and information from these deities, from these spirits, from these gods, from the music. I can hear it. I can hear the conversations literally coming from the music. Truly the clairvoyance. And that shit, profound. Like my music, man. For me, that's why I make music. Really, at this point, I had to get out of the space of making music for others, trying to get placements, trying to change my sound, trying to make it become a big rapper. No, I was like, my thing is I have to make it the way it comes out, it flows, the way it sounds to me, because that is the essence of it. That is the spiritual essence of it. That's why I cannot alter my sound. The only thing I alter about it is the evolution of it, but making it sound like someone else, I have to let it come out that I hear it, because there's so many motifs, so much symbology I put in music, and that's why I consider myself a music magician, because of so much symbology, the motifs that I put in music. It's different. It's real intentional. So music, how we were talking about hypersigils earlier, music is a hypersigil. When an artist has a rollout for their album is a whole hypersigil. For example, Kali Uchis, she had an album that come out this year called Red Moon and Venus. Got that motherfucker straight for Venus, for Lakshmi. Yeah, I think for Venus in general, or Lakshmi. But that album is so goddamn good. I got the vinyl limited edition. That motherfucker is so goddamn good, G. When I tap into it, I can feel the love frequency. Literally, I can feel the love Kali Uchis got for Don Toliver, because that's how her ass was singing on them tracks. But that energy of love itself is what one would be tapping into when tapping into that album, that Red Moon and Venus. That is the hyper sigil magical aspect to it. Now, was she conscious of that? Probably not, because this is a subconscious nature that's going on. But see, this subconscious nature is when you make it intentional, like how I'm able to see it when I listen to it, as deriving the power from it, making it more powerful than it already was. Because that is a good ass album. I need to go listen to that shit. Y'all listening to goddamn bullshit. Y'all need to listen to some Kali Uchis. Good lord. Whew. Shout out Tyler, because Tyler put me on Kali. Tyler definitely put me on Kali. That's profound. But altering the temple. So I was talking about the desk. Next, we would have, how I said, the walls. So you would choose what pictures, what icons, what symbols you want to see on your walls or around you. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory with the walls. Yeah, I got hieroglyphics on the walls like the ancients. That's where the ideas of posters and shit come from. The same way a kid would have a poster of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe. Hieroglyphics. They're literally seeing a deity. That inspiration, motivation. They want to become that. Now, in our society, they make it so with the Christian programming of ideolatry, even though the text will say, do not worship me, don't worship any icon. Ideolatry is a sin. Motherfuckers still do it. They become locked in on that figure, so they'll get stuck with that one figure in that savior complex, and some motherfuckers get lost. Okay, not get stuck in one savior, one idol, one icon. I shouldn't be your only teacher. I don't have all the answers. I have some answers though. I know some things, but I do not know everything. I'm still learning. Always learning. That's what it takes on this journey. You must always be seeking, always wanting to learn, always looking to understand more. Because there's always more to learn, more to find out. I'm gonna get to y'all comments. I'm almost done, I think. So altering, what's next? I said the walls. Next. So this is where it got profound. What I was telling Ku was your bed. Okay. So with your bed, I think I was like the top of your bed, or like your nightstand next to it, or your nightstand next to it would be like what's conscious, or like the colors of your bed is like conscious. So if you had like white sheets or all black sheets, you're working with different type of energy. If you had all white sheets, you're going to sleep in like that white void that I brought up in the last podcast. That white void, that nothingness, that where it's nothingness, you're cleansed of energy. That's if you was in straight white sheets. Black sheets, all that energy, that negative energy, that might get absorbed by the sheets. Now if you do a ritual and make it so that cover is transmuting it, you want some sauce. If you do a ritual with that cover, that all black cover, and make it so it absorbs the light and transmute it into your intention, sauce. How would you do that ritual, Ace? Look, a simple thing you could do. If it's all black cover, you'll have to do a level of magical ritual 1, but you will also have, on a simple level, put a sigil on it. The rest you have to find out for yourself, or at a later date, because in the future I'll probably channel the rest. But there's certain things in magic that you need to know and do first before you get into like transmuting like that. But especially the way you're gonna do it, in the degree to such you want to do it. But getting deep. But with the bed, like I said, like, so like the color of your sheets, that makes an impact. That affects your subconscious. That controls your environment. Effect from your environment. So it's affecting you. Pillows, the brand of them, type of material. Are you wearing silk? Are they Ralph Lauren pillows? Then what you want? Then you got what is under your bed. That's the real question. What is under your bed? So here was my thought process on it. If under your bed if there's hella shit under your bed, your dreams are going to be connected to the shit that is under that bed. So for example, for myself, in my other setup, in my old videos y'all see, but in my old room, my bed used to have all my old shoes from high school and shit under there. So a lot of my dreams, what was taking place was niggas was in high school 2 years after graduation. I was like, what the fuck? Still? Why am I still in these halls? Still in a damn class. I dropped out of college. So I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, where's this energy coming from? Motherfucking shoes, because that's where you walk the most. Energy would be in those damn shoes I was wearing to school. Understand? So what you do is find another place for them shoes, put them in the closet. But then there's another level to the closet I'm about to touch on a little bit. But what I realized when I removed the shoes from under my bed, my dreams started to open up. They opened up just a little bit more. My dreams are interesting because my dreams used to be very, very, very profound. But I think it's because of the degree at which I smoke. Smoking too much marijuana can cloud the mind. So like when I go to sleep, I become just energy. So, and when I say become just energy, I mean like I will be talking to DDs, I'll be getting information and knowledge. How much I remember is going to be a question, but that's the whole practice of it. That's the whole point of the work, is for you to be able to take your consciousness and your awareness over to that other side of sleep, or that delta realm, that astral realm. You want to take your awareness over there. But that's our practice. But it takes will and practice to get to that point. Now, I still may be up and picking up on some things now. If I get up and can remember it and write it down, great. Now, if I was in there, people may be having dreams and getting full visions, but would they remember it? That's the question. Would they remember it? So definitely should probably, what I'm about to start doing is chilling on the weed and see how my dreams start coming back to fruition. Because I know for a fact, when I stop smoking, chill out on smoking, dreams get really vivid. That's universal. If you stop smoking, dreams gonna be vivid. Cause I don't do the fluoride. I ain't had fluoride since 2020. I ain't did fluoride since 2020. Like fluoride toothpaste type shit, or fluoride at the dentist type shit. Then you got like shit like I think Ormus. What was it? Ormus? I think that's what it's called. I think that's what it's called, is Ormus. Haritaki. Haritaki, a good one. There's so many herbs for the third eye. So many supplements. But get rid of fluoride. That's the key thing I can say. In the future, I'll do a video on psychic development, and I'll get y'all all the supplements. I'll give y'all a psychic ritual to work on y'all psychic abilities. But really, y'all can start with that meditation, how I did in the last video, and I was saying focus on your senses, and how Panic was saying with that meditation on the apple, incorporate your 5 sentences. 5 sentences. Your 5 senses. Just within the mind. You can use them external as well, and it would boost those as well too. But internally, you want to build it internally, because you're building those astral senses. So when you're on the other side, when you're asleep, when you're in your dreams, it's more lucid, meaning you're experiencing more, it's more real, therefore more control. And then you remember. You remember because you're taking more of that awareness over. With it being more vivid, more real, your awareness is able to latch on and hold on to more to bring back. You feel me? Like example, I've had dreams where I've been in a movie theater watching a movie, and shit happened during the movie, and I remember actually watching the movie, and what was profound was later on, weeks, months later, I remember watching the same movie in real life, but I had deja vu, remembering that I had seen it in the dream, but after that dream, I could not remember what movie that was, but I did remember I was watching a movie. So it's about how much of your awareness can you take over and bring back. And I mean the same movie I was seeing in the dream. The same movie, same scene and all. Another aspect to the room, because I said the door, the closet. So you know how they say niggas got shit in the closet. The closet also represents the subconscious, the same way I said under the bed represents the subconscious. What made me think these things is because the bed has space under it. So when you go underground, you're going into the depths, into the dark, into the subconscious, into the depths of the ocean, into the deep. I'm going. With the closet, it's a tucked back, dark, hidden closeted space room where you just store shit. That's subconscious. So like, and let's think of it like have y'all seen Monster House? How the house was a being, it was a living being. The fireplace was the heart. It was a living being. Where would the subconscious be in the house? The attic. If not the attic, the basement. See what I'm saying? So it's definitely a level of magic one can play with when they have these concepts. I want y'all to play with these concepts with your house, with your room, and just see what you can do. Alright. Now remember I said when doing magic hypnosis, program your mind, it's all about implementing, affecting, making an impression on your subconscious. So I just told you what was the subconscious symbolic symbols subliminally in your house, in your room, your table, your desk, your body. How will you use and impress your subconscious? How will you impress your subconscious? It's very simple. Make a sigil. Well, let me start back. Identify the quote-unquote problem challenge. Identify your want, desired outcome. Okay. Clarify that intention of having that outcome. Okay. Sigilize that. Okay. With that sigil, you can scry into it. Putting it into your subconscious when you scry into it. Then you can put it up on the wall. You can put it as your phone wallpaper. You can just leave it on your desk. You could put it under your bed in your subconscious, under your pillow. That's another way. Put crystals on your pillow. Put it in your closet. It's many ways. So, but play around with it, man. Figure out what works for you. There is no one way. All paths. There's many different paths, but they all have the same goal in there. Yeah, best I can say, as always, tap in, do your research, evolve yourself, get that knowledge of self, find what resonates with you, get clear on what you want, and how to get it will come to you. All right. Now, once again, I'm Ace Maceo, the Divine One, the Music Magus, the Chaos Shaman, and this is Ace's Temple. Oh, another thing I forgot, how I was saying this is Ace's Temple. One little note, this little gem about Ace's Temple I found out. Very profound. The image for Ace's Temple, for the Discord, the logo, the image behind it is of Isis going into a temple. Right? When I first started Ace's Temple, working around, I think I was working with Astroth. That was the first Inferno, the first daemon I ever worked with. She is syncretized to Ishtar, Nana, Astarte, Offset, Isis, that being, the energy. So in this being Ace's Temple, I want y'all to understand this knowledge is also the temple of Isis. Isis's temple. Ace's temple, Isis's temple, Offset temple, ACES, Isis temple. And why that was profound and how it spiritually checks out is because Isis was taught by Tahuti. She's a goddess connected with divination, with fate, with magic. Tahuti, a goddess I was referring to, was Ashtaroth as well as Isis. That's it. But Tahuti, Thoth, who she learned from, he is the god of magic, god of knowledge. He's the teacher of that shit. So School of Thoth coming soon as well. School of Thoth coming soon. Where we gonna go through the Kabbalion, the Emerald Tablets, the Book of the Dead, and I want to read Heka. There's a Heka book. I got another book on Egyptian magic. I'm gonna read all of those. But that's the School of Thoth. That's coming. No guarantee dates, but it's coming though. We definitely gonna read those. But y'all stay tuned. Subscribe to Ace's Temple, man. Subscribe to Ace Maceo for the healing music that's working your chakras, healing your energies, your subtle bodies, and other tunes. Jam out to and using your rituals and your workings. Listen to Elementum on all streaming platforms right now. Listen to that for your rituals and your workings, especially because that invokes all the elements essential for the work, the craft. Book a deity reading with your boy Beacons of AI, Shasha Divine One. Find which deities, gods, goddesses want to work with you, have been in your life, have been trying to work with you, because they've been here. That's when the spirits have been with you already, just becoming aware of them. So, and then in that reading, in that consultation, I got a PDF version, I got a consultation version as well. The consultation, I can get more in depth and help you start working with them. In the PDF, I give you some tips, but kind of a little bit on your own on there. But I give you some resources. I do give you research. I don't just throw you to the window. But definitely book those, as well as a spiritual consultation if you have any spiritual questions, or anything with magic, divination. Book a tarot reading. I do tarot readings as well. You might catch me live on TikTok or YouTube, or on YouTube one of these days, doing live tarot readings, as well as making beats live. So we do it all. So we do discussions, TikToks, podcasts, making beats, making art, writing, doing it all. In the code workshop soon, we're going to be doing live meditations as well, and which was coming. So we're doing a lot. But yeah, Ace's Temple, Isis Temple. That was very profound for me when I realized that one, especially with the picture being Isis behind. That wasn't intentional. especially with it being Isis temple. I ain't profound. But yeah, man, think about to slide out of here, man. Follow me, Ace Maceo, Aces.temple. And I will see y'all on the next one, man.